Hi everyone, I'm going to do a cookie card reading today. What is the message from your guardian angels? What's the message? Let's move this out of the way. Pile number 1, number 2. You're going to pick one more. And number 3. So meditate on this and see which one you feel most drawn to. And I'll see you at your pile. Okay, pile number 1. 2 things I'm getting right now. 3 things. Perfect. Is the first one is 333. And then now it's 3 things. So there's another confirmation of 333, which to me, you can look up the angel number. I feel like it has something to do with change, right? So this is a change that's occurring within you. That's the message that your guardian angels are coming in to say, is that you are changing, and we're going to talk about what you're changing. It's a very positive change. It's something that it's closer to becoming who you truly are. The second thing is this feeling of don't hide away. This feeling of like it's okay to be in silence, in the sense of like you don't have to fill in the gaps. It's like if you don't have anything to say in the moment, you don't have to have fillers. And we could mean that literally. I'm not 100% sure if that is meant to be literal. It kind of feels like it is, but because on the spiritual side of things, like internally, what you feel you're doing is somehow you're filling in gaps. There's this feeling of filling something in where it doesn't need to be filled in. And this has to do with your relations with other people, with work, with everything. It's like you aren't being comfortable in silence in order to kind of rediscover yourself or reanalyze yourself. And I mean complete silence. I don't mean, even if you're doing some sort of journaling or meditation, like a meditation practice where you're trying to receive information, I'm seeing absolute nothing. Like you need to have that time where you're not allowing anything. Don't do anything. There's this feeling of like, if you don't feel like you should do anything, just don't do it. I hope that makes sense. There was a third thing and it escapes me. So hopefully it's gonna come back. Something about feeling not enough or not worthy, but it doesn't feel it doesn't feel intense. That's not to say that it isn't intense for you, but the way it's coming across is like suppressed unworthiness, which now I'm looking at this and it makes sense, because this is allow yourself to receive. Open your arms to welcome the blessings and answered prayers that God is sending you. And the image I'm getting here is this woman on the subway and she's shoving this flower into the subway doors. So she doesn't want to let anyone in, and this is where you are. So whether you are in the city, you could be traveling to the city. But I do see travel, but it doesn't feel like distant travel. It's like if you were in the country and you're just going to like the bigger town in your area, you're going to be around more people. Or since it's the holidays, it's like you're getting invited somewhere, you want to go somewhere, and you being around more people. And there's this feeling of you putting a mask on, right? And this is something that I feel that you have done for most of your life, where if people are complimentary towards you, people are gracious to you, giving you things, you don't show just how happy you are. It's like you put on a persona of being, you know, maybe you reject it, like, oh, thank you, no thank you, or you are just very docile in your approach of like receiving, when internally it feels different. It's like if you say no, but internally you want to accept it. Or if you accept something, but then it's very calm in your approach and you're cool, collected, but you really want to be jumping up and down and clapping and screaming and hugging them or whatever. It's this feeling of resistance in that. And what I'm getting is this connection to childhood, or I'm seeing two instances. So it happened in childhood and then it happened in early adulthood, like 20s or teens. The childhood one is showing me an example of a child that's jumping up and down, just being themselves, and then an adult figure saying, you need to calm down, you need to be quiet, you need to do this and that, right? Kind of controlling them. And so that's where this mask established itself. And so it's this feeling of, if I express myself now in adulthood, this is an internal process. I don't know if this is something that you're fully thinking about, because this kind of becomes second nature, but saying, well, if I act this way, then it's not acceptable. It's not socially acceptable. And I don't want to be shamed for that. And then there's a adult situation, like a more teen or 20, like young adult situation, where I feel like the storyline is where you have a mask on and then someone tries to knock you down a peg. It's like saying you're acting too good, you're snooty, or pushy, like pushy towards you, something like that, to where you feel misunderstood. You feel like even more in your shell, because now it's almost this feeling of, I can't do right. I'm just not even going to react then, ever, because what's the point? And this feeling of like, now I'm really not going to act a certain way, because, like, myself, because all these perceived consequences that could happen that can hurt me internally. And guardian angels, it feels like a direct message from God, honestly. If I wanted to say God, and it says it here too, it's like your guardian angels are saying, like, you are so eternally blessed, so eternally loved, so worthy of receiving so much love and affection. And I'm hearing attention too. Like, attention is all eyes are on you. A lot of people are interested in you for, it feels like, just your personality, like something about what you have to offer as yourself, authentically yourself, that people want to be around you. They want to know you. And there's so there's a gift in that. There's so many blessings in that alone, that if you allow people in, then that gives you the authority to eliminate the people that don't appreciate you, that don't know you, that don't understand you, and then the people who would resonate with you on the level of you being true to you are going to be able to flow in, right? It's like when you let the subway doors open, let's say that I'm seeing another story where this angel, you're the angel, and you're the person on the subway who has the flowers, and they're selling flowers. And when you open the subway door, and you're shoving it in because you're afraid people are going to reject you, and you're not going to make any sales, because one time when you were so green and you jumped in, you had all your flowers, there were people that were mean to you. And so now you're afraid, but you are courageous enough to put yourself on the subway, right? It's like you have that pulling, internal pulling, that calling that's burning inside you, that's dragging you out early in the morning to the subway station when you know everyone's still asleep, so that you're prepared and you're still harvesting all your flowers, you're still out in the garden preparing everything, but you feel like you're not ready. It's like you're doing all the steps, but you're just not ready. So you shove the flowers in to make sure no one can come in, but you're still doing everything to lead up to it. So they're saying, now stop shoving those flowers in the freaking door. Let those people in. You're gonna have all kinds of people come in there. You can't regulate that. You can't regulate the world around you, but you can regulate how you perceive things. You can regulate, well, you know, maybe someone actually really appreciates it, your flowers, but they're having a bad day. Does that affect you? Only if you let it. That's the only thing that's ever going to cause internal infliction on you, is if you allow it. Obviously, if someone actually tries to like grab your flowers, that's another thing, but it's like everyone experiences that in some way. So even if someone tried to grab your flower basket, there will be instances where people stand up for you. They may not even know you, but they will stand up for you, right? Or if no one does, you can stand up for yourself, or you can feel confident saying, they stole my basket, or they knocked my basket down, and yet, oh well, I'm safe. I still have more flowers at home. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna meet the right people again, right? It's like, allow things to just flow, and you will be so incredibly fulfilled, because it's this feeling inside of you that I'm feeling of yearning. It's like you're doing everything and you're stopping yourself at that last minute. And it's like, just go for it. Just take that risk of being yourself, allowing it to come in. Or these people who are gifting things to you or giving you attention, then how you feel, how you want to be, just be. And you're gonna be pleasantly surprised, because it's a blessing. It says, open your arms to welcome the blessings and answered prayers. This is something that you know that you've wanted. This should be very clear to you, these answered prayers and blessings, because this is something you're intentional about, right? You're intentional about everything that you're doing to get to the subway. You're intentional about growing your flowers. It's the fear that's stopping you, the you that is stopping you. Visualization, inner power. Of course, it's right there. It is right there. And you know it. And this is how, if this is honestly so beautiful to me, because you're not wrong for what you've been doing. I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, I've wasted all this time. I should have just been doing this a long time ago. I don't really feel like that. You feel that way. What's interesting, I'm seeing a flood. I'm seeing water down here now. And it's almost like you created, with all of this stalling, you have created this fictional world of what it could be in a negative way, right? There's like leak water coming into the subway, or into the train or whatever it's called. And then you being like painting a picture of like how apocalyptic it could be outside in that moment. You know, it's like you're making it even worse than what it's actually going to be when you're out experiencing it, if that makes sense. But in that same regard, you have that vision. You have this idea of what you're wanting, what you're searching for, what you're desiring. So the fear is creating one world in your mind, but your visualization, what your desire is creating a whole nother world, like a more beautiful world, right? And that's actually preparing you for reality, for the reality, which is, I think that's the more accurate one, is what you dream of. I know it's not the negative one, I know that, but I was seeing, is it kind of fluctuating somewhere in between? And I'm actually being drawn more to that. I'm actually being drawn to what you want, what you imagine, what you're yearning for. That's actually divine guidance. That's very close, if not the truth, of what reality is supposed to be for you. And so as you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, your flowers are getting more, like you're working harder and harder and harder on it. So it's like you just have no idea until you actually do it. You're going to be really shocked once you just like let it happen. We have play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. That is so annoying to me. Don't be so serious. But it's true. There's that. I mean, just have fun with it, right? What's the worst that can happen? Honestly, somebody doesn't like you or it's like, imagine at the end of your life when you cross over and like, let's just do like the typical Christian thing where it's like you're at the gates and God's like, okay, did you do what I asked? Did you open your arms to receive all my blessings? And you're like, God, I was afraid somebody would make fun of me. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. I thought someone on Twitter, someone on Instagram, TikTok was going to make fun of me. So, they were going to record me or something. So I really didn't do it. I am so sorry. It's like, are you serious? Really? No, just go for it. Your guidance is divinely guided. Bada bing, bada boom. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression, and take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with this. Take time in making this decision. What I see here is that they're saying you've taken plenty of time. You've taken plenty of time, and it's to the point, this is the break that you need. It's like, stop thinking about it. You have invested so much time, worthy time. Okay, this isn't for nothing, right? You have proven that you're committed to this in a lot of ways, right? Consistently, you've committed yourself to this. So allow these blessings to come in. Allow yourself to be open. Allow yourself to be expressive. Allow yourself to be you. Because it's time. And you will have a favorable outcome. I mean, we see this over and over again. So I don't know how much more clear. It's kind of how I'm seeing it, as Spirit saying, I don't know how much more clear we have to be with you. That you're going to be okay to be you. You are going to be okay. This is a favorable outcome. Is that what you wanted to hear? Like in that most clear way. Because we just said most clearly, you are divinely guided, right? What you feel is divinely guided. We started out saying to allow yourself to receive, because these are blessings and answered prayers. So is this enough? We're saying it over and over and over and over again. The things that you visualize, the things that you yearn for, the things that you want to be, how you want to be, what you want to experience, what you want to see happen for you in your mind, in your heart. That is here for you, but you have to show it. You have to show it now. You have to be willing. It's a return to innocence. You have to be willing to be innocent in the sense of, I'm not sure if naivety is the right word, but it's like erasing. The innocence and naive is like erasing all of that heaviness and burden that people have tried to curate you into becoming. You have to erase that, right? Because that's what happens when we're born. Children are innocent, they're divine, they're psychic, they're beautiful, and adults have to teach them how to navigate this world in a socially acceptable way. And a lot of times these adults have been taught to suppress themselves, so they pass that down. And then people around you start doing the same thing to you. And maybe you've been responsible for that as well. But as you ascend, as you understand, as you liberate yourself, you give the authority to others as you show the example of liberation. And show, look at how blessed I am. Look at how beautiful I am. I can believe in myself. I can trust in myself. Because I'm trusting in something beyond myself. I'm trusting in God. I'm trusting in my guardian angels to lead me to what it is that I feel pulled to do and pulled to be. You know, I'm dedicating myself to this because I feel so intensely motivated to do it. You're on the right path. You just have to let it be. And I really feel like the truth that I see here is, you're going to do it anyway. You're going to take this. That's why I see mostly with your guardian angels, but they're not threatened. That threatening is the wrong word, but they're kind of like teasing in a way. And they're saying, you know, if you don't do it yourself, this one day you're going to try and shove that flower into the door and that stem's going to break, and it's going to happen anyway. So do you want to do it your way, on your time? Or do you want us to just force this on you? Because this is what your spirit, this is beyond your ego. This is beyond your limitations as a human being. This is your spirit and beyond that is designating this to become. So you figure it out or not, because it's going to happen anyway. And it's very, very beautiful that it does. Okay, they're helping you with this. Prayer will help in this situation. Archangel Michael, just you don't have to sit here and think it's just you, it's just you, it's just you, when you know it's not. You can, God, your guardian angels are helping you with this. So that's what I see for you, pile number 1. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. So I had this thought in my head when I was resetting everything. Like, I need to get 2 other decks for you guys. And as you know, I got 2 cards for you. And so maybe 22 is an important number for you. But I was thinking to myself, this is a very different pile. There's something very different. And then immediately after that, I started singing to myself the song Eternal Flame. So that's a message for you guys as well. Eternal Flame. Let's see what came out. Lake Stillness. I feel romantic, honestly, when it comes to this pile. This is something to do with romance. It feels like this love this love that feels beyond this lifetime. It's like a love that extends beyond time and space. A very blessed love. A very classic. It feels classic. This lake is actually reminding me of The Notebook, the movie The Notebook. And I just heard in my mind, I love you. So it's this feeling of maybe potentially a reconnection with someone. This feeling of maybe living two separate lives and never forgetting a special someone. Or just feeling pulled to someone for so long. Happy news and media. Your prayers answered in a creative way. You can reach more people by working with video, audio, print, and online media. So, did someone reach out to you? A long lost somebody or someone that you haven't been in connection with? If not, it feels like someone will. It feels like this person is going to be very open with you, vulnerable with you. I can't help but notice that they are facing different ways. Rebirth. You can't make this up, man. It's what I feel. It's like the fog has been lifted. The veil has been lifted. Two people who were going in two separate directions in life, reconnecting. Some form of media. Could be over the phone. It's not in person. Or if you meet in person, it's because you talk to each other on the phone first. You don't run into this person, I don't feel. Or if you run into them, you aren't sharing much until you reconnect online. Could this be a work connection? Kinda, not really. Look at that. These are what fell out. Truth be told. They're opening up. This is what I feel is 14 could be important. This is a love number to me, 14, honestly. 7, 7 plus 7, 14. And I see 7 being like individual, two people as 7s, and together there's 14. That's how I see it. And this owl is this person and you, with that inner wisdom, that inner truth, a higher truth. Again, this timeless. If you haven't seen The Notebook, watch The Notebook. If you haven't heard the song Eternal Flame, look it up. It's an old song. Older, it's not old. I mean, yeah, it is old now, but it's an older song. This acknowledgement that I'm taking my mask off. It's nothing. Like, what is a mask beyond the person behind it? There's no person behind this mask, and it's just an artifact now. It's a thing of the past. It's a relic. And it stands nothing. Like, it represents and stands for nothing other than it's a prop to shield someone. When there's no one behind it, it's literally just garbage if you wanted to look at it that way. And what I'm getting across, hopefully you're following me with that, is that they're not doing that anymore. They're not. And they want to show you this. This is all your guardian angels are. Why are they telling you this? Let's figure that out. Why do you need to know this? What is so important about you knowing this? Maybe that you're understood. Your guardian angels want you to know that they understand you. They understand your heart's desires. They understand your it feels like a struggle or a pain or just a wondering or a question or a thought. Learn something new. This looks like the star with her dipping her toes. You already know. You're learning more about yourself. You're expanding. And I think this. Okay, here we go. There's the message. I didn't even address milk and honey, but this is like the land of milk and honey, paradise, happy news. Because what you are learning through this, and as I'm saying this, they're pulling me back to the notebook, and they're putting you in the position of the female. They're putting you in the position of the female in the movie, where she was in love with this guy, but she followed societal norms and went for what her family approved of. And it was through her love, everlasting love of this other guy, that she started to kind of shift. Hold on. Sorry, I just got this overwhelming, it should just show me, it was like flashing, and it showed the visual of her in the car with her mom, and her mom sharing the story about her life with her husband, and this generational trauma. Honestly, it's generational trauma. It's putting expectations on the daughter, like having this daughter live a life. It's like repeating the cycle of not choosing love, divine love. And so through this process, it's understanding what's important. It's understanding also divine timing. There's something about divine timing. It's like if the character, the female character, didn't experience the without with the mask on, then she couldn't effectively, deeply understand and value the person that she ended up with. You know? It's like when you knew this person, it was youthful, it was inexperienced, it was so much life had to kind of happen to mature both of you. And then now this reuniting, it's saying, I just want to be real with you. Making new friends. Answer the call. What's your soul calling you to? Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. What do you want? What do you want? Let's see. What lights you up there instead of what do you want? What lights you up? Pile number 2. What is it? It is that simple. I don't really want to say much more because it's the same thing that I'm getting. The biggest message your guardian angels are saying is listen to eternal flame. They're showing me 143, you know, that the 143, I love you. 143. Watch the notebook. Just sit on that for a minute. Divine timing is at play here. Let it happen. Let it happen when it's gonna happen. And I don't have anything else to say here. I told you everything. I told you everything that they said. So please do that if you have time. You have time. Make time. And you'll see what I mean if you don't know what I mean right now. Bye. Hey, pal number 3. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I just channeled. It's going to be annoying. I'm sorry. I don't even know. I think this is a childhood song. I'm telling you. Okay, it's, I don't want to do it because it's going to annoy you, but ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. Ting, tang, walla walla bing bang. That's all this is what I'm hearing in my head over and over again. And I don't know what happens before and after, but it's very repetitive. It's how it's showing me. It's like a repeating and repeating and repeating in my head. So, sorry. Okay, daily practice. Oh, okay. The more you practice your new skills, the more comfortable and confident you become. And I don't know what she's painting here, but what I'm seeing in the painting is a boat. A rocking boat. A rocking ship. Big ship. And it reminds me of the 3 of Wands. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the 2 of Pentacles. Actually, well, I think I have one that has the 3. It doesn't matter, but it shows... It actually... Okay, it does matter because they're pulling me to both those cards. And what I'm seeing. So the 2 of Pentacles, there's one of them, they're showing me a little ship and a big ship. And the man is balancing these 2 pentacles. And then it's connected in an infinity loop. And the way that he's doing it is he's actually the one who's controlling the ships. He's navigating the ships. But he has to do it in such a skilled way because... the way it's like magical pentacles is how it's showing me. Magical pentacles show he's like, he has to do it. He can't just focus on the fact that the waves are crashing as the ships are trying to come in. The ships are coming in. No, they're not. They're showing me one's coming in, one's leaving. And then the reason it's coming in is because it's trying to turn around. So it's actually a very difficult process. And the fact that they're on 2 different waves, 2 different structures, and one's bigger than the other, it takes a very skilled person to do. And so they're saying that there's a sense of needing to not necessarily cut off distractions, but it's paying attention to distractions in the sense of is there anything in your life, like small things, because they're showing me a little mouse running under his feet because the way he's doing it is 1 foot's up, but he's doing that because he's just concentrating he's like a juggling kind of. So they're saying, are there small things that could grab your attention? And even for a split second, that slows you down on whatever it is that you're doing. I just looked at the top. It says learn something new. That was actually, I already knew that was up there, but they wanted me to see it again. So learn something new. I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay, time to create. Wow. What's this? Think about it. So, your guardian angels are saying there's a creative project. This is specifically a creative project. And they showed me this too, send love, but I'm specifically seeing the rocks in her hand, and you know how people paint rocks? It's again this creative process that when you do this, that is how you send love to yourself. That's how you connect more with your guardian angels. It's this feeling of them communicating with you all the time, but you doing this specific practice, and it's not cards and all this stuff. It's literally some creative project, whether you're a painter or you're a knitter, or it's something to do with making something, right? It could be writing, but it would be if you were, it's like a coloring book or something, because I see colors. That's what I see, is a lot of colors like this, like a canvas. And so you would if you were writing, it would have to be like a children's book or something, or like a story where you're creating colors. There's a way that your guardian angels are connecting you with this, and that's how you strengthen your connection with spirit. And they're wanting you to continue that, because it's bringing you to another chapter in your life, is how they're showing me, is with the 3 of Wands. And they're saying how it looks like you're starting again, like with the 2 of Pentacles, where it looks like one of the ships is coming in, because it needs to come closer to shore. So it's like you're going back. Like you're going back to something that you used to do, or you're going back to the beginning, because maybe you haven't ever done this, but this is something that you've thought, oh, it'd be nice to be a painter, it'd be nice to write a kid's book or whatever. Like that's something that I thought about from time to time, but you know, I'm doing all these other things, or if I have free time that I'm, you know, they're showing me an example of how I am clearing the clutter in my life, and how that takes up a lot of time. If I have a lot of stuff, then I'm distracted by that. Like if I have to dust a lot of things because I have more things, or if I have to vacuum around them or wash, you know, it's like that's absorbing some of your time and your energy and your brain space. You're paying attention to that. And so they're saying, what is it that you don't really feel passionate about, you don't really care too much about, that you can afford to eliminate from your life, and use that towards whatever it is that you're feeling like you've always thought about doing, or that you've kind of started at one point and it's just kind of like sitting away in a drawer somewhere or closet somewhere. Bring that back out, because we're connecting with you in that, and it's going to change. I'm not seeing like a drastic change in your life. It feels very gradual, right? You don't take a ship and it's suddenly out in the middle of the ocean. You know, it's a gradual process, or you don't just suddenly appear on some other land. You have to take that journey. And so they're saying to start that, because you're meant to deepen your connection with us and do whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, that they're calling you to do. And they're highlighting the fact that you have to continue this practice. You can't let yourself get you have let yourself get rusty on whatever it is, because you've given yourself a big break or breaks. They're saying, commit yourself to this. You don't have to commit yourself 100% fully and, you know, quit your job and just focus on this. But the things that don't really matter, eliminate that and put attention to this particular thing. We want you to do that. Because it's also taking care of yourself. That's what I'm saying. It's somehow taking care of yourself. This could also be a separate message of taking care of yourself, your health. start exercising more or walking more if you're capable of doing that, or being able to go outside if you're capable of doing that. There's something about your physical body, your physical health. Make music. Are you a musician? And I noticed she's outside when she's playing this harp. Maybe this is a project you can do outdoors. Or you can take a break and take a 20-minute walk if you're capable, and then come back and do this. Follow your dreams. And this is the creative aspect of it, is connecting your dream space with whatever it is here in the physical, bringing in that imagination, those creative pursuits and ideas, and pulling it into the physical and doing something here, you know, so other people and yourself can actually see it. I'm seeing that you have supportive people around you. I don't know if you have asked them for help, but I see that there's this necessity to ask for help. See where you can delegate other people to take care of things for you so that you can focus a little bit more on whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. See if someone can pull their weight on something, if you have a partner, or you know, if you have a huge home, do you have time, or can you afford to have a housekeeper come in and help you? Quiet time. This is what you're needing. You need this. Or if instead, if your house is chaotic and you can't, then could you find a quiet place, a safe place? Could you do this in the park somewhere? Is this something that you can do? Try and find a creative way that suits you to do this. It's going to make you really fulfilled internally. There's a lot of happiness that I'm feeling from this internally, and it feels like fulfillment. That's what it feels like. That type of happiness. It feels almost like, I guess I would say it's subtle. You know, it just feels safe and secure. Yang, again, you need to take action. You need to take action on this. Fair and by the book. This is what I feel is asking. By the book actually pulls me to a romantic partner. So if you're in a relationship, or if you're married, if you have a family and kids, it's taking this. I'm also seeing, see how they're all linked up by their tails? It's like if you have no ability to do that, let's say you're a single parent, or if you're me, you're like me, and I have some wild animals running around, my birds and everything. How can you be a disciplinarian in this situation where everyone's satisfied? Like with the birds, now when I'm recording, then I'll try and set it up more structured where they're getting a little bit of sunshine, they're getting a lot of attention, and they're getting fresh food, and then try and give them that playtime, and then they take a break. While I'm recording, then they get this break where I put them in their little cage, big cage, and then I cover them, I separate them, and they take a nap while I record. And then they know after they take their afternoon or early morning nap, then they come out and play again. And then sometimes if I have time early in the morning, then they are asleep and I just have to be quiet when I record, and they sleep through it. So how can you, and this is the fairness that I'm getting, is how can you be fair to everyone involved? And that includes you. because what this is indicating is this is really fulfilling and satisfying for you, and it's a practice that you need. It reminds me, they're showing me the story of one of my good friends who, when she had a baby, the baby is 3 years old now, but she hasn't been to yoga in 3 years, and that is something that she really, really needed to feel at peace and feel really connected and stable. And so she's not someone who really likes to reach out and ask for help, and so it's looking for people who can watch after the baby, who's willing to watch after the baby and let her go to yoga again, or putting the baby into different programs so she can have time to do that, or all of these different examples, doing it while he's still asleep or when he's eating, or even involving him if that's possible, different things like that. It's really restructuring the way that you're living in order for it to be more constructive or conducive to the things that your guardian angels are wanting you to start back up again. They want you to do that because it's going to make you feel so good and so fulfilled. Ooh. Energy healing work, that's exactly what it is. Because it's healing you. It's healing your energy. It's making you feel more in control. And I'm seeing, look, 8 plus 3 is 11. This is 11, and this is 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. God is in charge. So let's read these out loud first. Energy healing work. Thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me for my own blessings and for all those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. God is in charge. Dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. Lean on God and the angels for support. Dear God and angels, I give you this. Then you describe the situation. Now and completely, I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through everyone and everything involved. I do wonder, for some of you, have you lost someone close to you? Have you lost someone in your life? Because this activity that your guardian angels are bringing forth is really going to help you in this. And just pray to be open to assistance here, because for this to be requested of you, there are answers, solutions to how you can do this. They won't ask something of you that you're not capable of doing. So don't worry so much about that, and putting, not necessarily putting obstacles or conditions, but thinking, how am I supposed to do this, and feeling overwhelmed or overburdened by that. Because there is a solution, or there's going to be a solution if you don't feel that there is. Because they're not going to ask this of you if there wasn't. Keepers of the earth, you're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Have you answered your deepest calling? Warrior woman. So, what you're going through, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, you are not alone in this. Again, health, taking care of your health. And I'm actually being drawn, I saw specifically right there, it reminds me of her fallopian tubes. So I don't know if this has to do with children. I don't know if this has to do with, I'm not sure. I would just, you know, if that's a side message, and maybe check on that, or if you have, maybe look into holistic practices or something. But taking care of the main message is here. We're wrapping it up. The main message is here is take care of your health, whether you're male or female, whether you have, this would be your reproductive system. Okay, that's what I'm saying, is her reproductive system. So take care of yourself, okay? Find the solution for you to pursue what it is that brings you a lot of inner fulfillment. And know you're not alone in this situation. If you have someone who has passed away, they are here with you. They are coming through. You are protected. You are being guided. I'm being drawn to the cats here. And it's reminding me of the energy healing work and how they can pick up on energies. There's this feeling of you being shielded, being protected, being healed from lower energies. And there's one more message here. Is this it? Is this the right one? What's the message? Okay. The bottom of the deck, focus upon divine and perfect health. But the side note, this one is admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. The prayer is, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. So that's what I see here. You're going to feel so good. You're going to feel so at peace, so calm, so in control and structured in a positive way. It feels like you're moving forward. You know, even taking off shore, those boats taking offshore, it's very rocky and tumultuous at times, can be scary at times, but once you get into the deep ocean, the deep sea, no, it's not over, but it's a lot more peaceful, and you are looking forward to that uncharted territory. And it's something that you can navigate very easily because you are capable and you are strong and you are very, very, very good at whatever it is that you have neglected for a while. And you're going to feel very much more in tune with your guardian angels and their messages for you as you continue down this path, okay? I do see that this is up to you and your free will and your choices. But as long as you follow this guidance, your inner guidance, this is just confirmation for you, but your inner guidance, you will feel healed and happy and secure in your decisions and your activities. Okay? All right. Bye, guys.